Happy Thursday. Rub-a-dub-dub, we're at it again. We are. Missi over at Missi's Yarniverse is embarking on a journey. We should go with her. This one sounds really fun. Who remembers the Year of Dishcloths? Fun book, lasted all year. Missi has a new series segment that she's inviting us on. It's called Duck Duck Dishcloth. There are ducks involved, lots of ducks, and a tub. What am I talking about? The Encyclopedia of Dishcloths. Missi has decided that she's going to randomly draw via the ducks speak, which dishcloth we should do next. So this is a crochet booklet from Leisure Arts. There are, oh my goodness, I think she said 30 something patterns in this book. I've had this book for a while. I haven't counted the patterns. The patterns, the dishcloth patterns, are written by different designers. She's going to randomly pull a dishcloth. We'll work on it for the week. And I'll be back on Thursdays to hang out with you and show you what I made. It's all fun and games. Going rogue is not a bad thing, as long as you're clean in the end, right? January 1st, Thursday, was that a Wednesday? No, first Thursday of the year, Missi dove into her tub of ducks. She pulled out a duck, and then she pulled out a dishcloth, which I thought was fun that it wasn't just the first draw to go, but Duck Duck Dishcloth, the third one. And she chose the classic granny square. What a wonderful way to start out the year. Classic granny square. So it says the finished size should be approximately 10 1/4 square. As you remember, as you might not remember, I use majority of mine as crumb catchers. The toaster is the most used appliance in my house. And everybody leaves little toast crumbs all through the morning. And then it's this huge sweep up, clean up process because it drives me nuts. And I have to clean it up while I'm making my coffee. That's not the way I want to start my day. So I make crumb catchers. I put them in front of the toaster. And when everyone's done with their toast, I fold it up, open the garbage can, and shake it out. And I'm done. Makes my life so much easier. So this dishcloth is a classic granny square. I thought it would be incredible for a crumb catcher. I see that there were 8 rounds on the granny, and then the 9th round was detailed. I like this book. This book gives you gauge. Who's going to check gauge on a dishcloth? You know, for fun, maybe one of these 30-something patterns I should actually attempt to gauge. I don't know. In the beginning, they also give a stitch guide because your typical stitches aren't always your typical stitches. For example, I thought I knew how to do a picot. Chain 3, slip stitch back into the first one, and continue on with what you're doing. They have a very special picot cluster that they do, which was fascinating. It was a chain 3, but then you did a single crochet, half single crochet, and then a half single crochet, and then pull through all 3 loops, more like a half double kind of. But you came up with this adorable little picot on the last row, which then you still have a loop on your hook. So then you go right into the final border, 3 double crochets together. Made an adorable corner, a fabulous change up. I didn't think that I was going to learn anything or do anything different. I thought, how boring. It's a granny. No, this final round right here, I'm learning in 2026. I'm learning to follow directions. Rogue is good, but following directions, it's important too. For example, the Crochet Guild of America, one of the final tests is they give you a couple of pattern stitch instructions, and to pass the test, you need to follow them exactly. You need to hit gauge, you need to hit fiber, you need to have your stitch count. Like, it needs to be exactly the way they intended it to be. So maybe with working in the Encyclopedia of Dishcloths might help me do that a little bit. What cotton did I use? The pattern picture, that's not going to work in my kitchen. All right, I'm already throwing the instructions out the window. That's way too much white for my kitchen, okay? We're a family of 5. The blue and the yellow is very pretty. It looked nautical. It looked like the night sky. I liked it. It wouldn't work in my kitchen. So I thought of Missi, and I thought of tie-dye, and I wanted bright colors, and I wanted fun colors. I had this whole ball that was easy to pull out of my dishcloth, my cotton bin. This is a picture of my cotton bin. What happened? What in the world? That is not how I left my cotton fibers after a year of dishcloths. There's no way that Laura over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming turned my yarn bin into this. I don't know what happened in there. I could yell, I could scream, but honestly, who digs in that bin but me? Don't know. I need to spend an afternoon and clean that up. This was easy to grab, and it reminded me of Missi tie-dye. And so I wanted another bright color. And you know what? Maybe it does need a little white for the pop, right? Minimal white for the pop. Because it really did help that blue and yellow pop. It did. It kind of needs it. It made a pattern within a pattern to use the white. Okay. 9 rounds. I did 10. Okay, so I'm not going by the colors, and then I did an extra round because it wasn't big enough to be a crumb catcher. Ready? My new crumb catcher. I started with the turquoise. I did a white. I did the variegated. I did a white. And then I dropped the white. The center pops. It does. As I was making it, I really like that color combination. That is beautiful. I really liked it. I got to thinking, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep going. Maybe I'll make it big enough for the back of my rocking chair, my camping rocking chair. And then I could put my patches on it. I thought I could just make 2 loops on the side, make it big and as wide as my chair, which I did look up. I bought it on Amazon. And the back of the chair was 22.5 inches. So if I made it 21, 22 inches and then put a loop on each side to drape over the top back of my chair, I could put all of my earned patches and badges on here. I stopped with a crumb catcher. I still have tons of this color. And then I thought, well, maybe it's too vibrant. The patches won't stand off of it. So I followed the directions. I made a crumb catcher dishcloth for this week. But now the idea is rolling around in my head. Patches and badges. Missi said on her channel, you got to go watch her channel. I'll link her channel in the description box below. She said that there might possibly be a way to earn a merit badge with making dishcloths. Go watch her channel. Go check it out. Wouldn't it be cute to have a Missi exclusive? I do have a couple of patches and badges, and so far I've been working, or I've got them all. You know, we're doing the Wooblin Wednesday, the crochet kit, and this month I'm dedicating to each one of the 3 OG Wooblers to get my Amigurumi Master's badge. Working on that. Okay, one other spot that I went rogue. Okay, right here in the middle of the granny square. The instructions say, and it's not giving away too much because it's just a standard way to start a granny square. It says chain 4. 2 double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. The 3 skipped chains counts as your first double crochet. So that's your 3 cluster. When you first start with a slip knot on your hook and then you chain, you're working down into that first one. And it looks like this. I was not impressed. My family of 5, I'm going to need this to hold some crumbs. So I chained 4, slip stitched back into the 4th one, and then it says the 3 skip chains counts as the first double crochet. I chained 3 and made that my double crochet. And then I worked around that chain, which made a really nice hardy middle. So that crumb catcher is gonna catch all the crumbs that don't fall through the holes of the granny square. With such a basic pattern design, it's amazing how there are so many different techniques to do a granny square. Some people chain between clusters, some people don't, and it brings it in and makes it a little tighter. I think they were going for sudsiness on this. Let's see. I believe her name was Anne Halliday, Halliday. I did look up Anne, A-N-N-E. Annie? Gotta bring out the N since there's 2 of them, right? Ooh, she's been a pattern designer for a really long time. Ravelry has 6 pages of Annie. Oh my gosh. So the first page that I got to was filled with granny squares. Beautiful designs. No wonder she's doing dishcloths. She's got the square down perfect. The other 5 pages were tons of blankets, Afghans, baby blankets, mostly decor. She did write a book. It's called Decorating Crochet with Anne Halliday. Halliday, Halliday, Halliday. She's got a lot of books. It seems like, so this book is by Leisure Art. It seems like she's written a lot of books with Leisure Art. Here are a couple, I think 2, 3 of my favorite patterns. Weren't the turtles cute? What about the ladybugs? Are you a ladybug fan or a turtle fan? Personally think she could have mashed those squares together and it would have been adorable. So she writes a lot of patterns. Ravelry has tons. I looked up her name on Google just to see if I could find a picture of her. I don't know why. Stalker mode much. I didn't see a picture of her. I didn't see any blogs about her crochet journey. I didn't see anything personal. There was a couple of Reddit conversations where people had seen patterns of hers and was looking for the pattern, what book they might be in. I did see a couple of mentions of her on Facebook where people have shared some of her free patterns in the free pattern share groups or whatever. But nothing personal from Anne. Very private, but crocheters tend to be, you know, we're sitting there with our yarn and we're counting and she's probably, you know, writing down her designs and just in the thick of it, right? I highly encourage you to take a look at some of her work. Total inspiration with all of her designs. And so now, finish that up. I have all of my materials in the same bag that I used for Lara for the Year of Dishcloths. I'm just going to continue it on. I have the hook, the 4mm hook, which I think is going to work. I kind of briefly looked through all the patterns. If it's dishcloths, they're all going to require pretty much the same size. I think I'm just going to stick with my 4, my G. Just keep it as part of my kit, keep my book. That way I can just throw the new cotton in there for the new pattern and keep it with me. I really want to say thank you to Missi. Thank you so much. I had such a good time before, and I know I'm going to have a good time now. Go check out Missi's channel. Go check her out. Plus, today she's drawing another pattern with a cute bunch of ducks. Who wants to miss that? Go check out the rubber duckies. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.